News 10 forecast first. Here's Storm Team 10.
Good morning, everyone. For this morning, temperatures in the lower 60s, only getting into the mid 60s later on this afternoon with those cloudy skies remaining, but it will be cooler as a front has worked across the area. Full details on that 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Passe Partout begins right now.
Right now, a Lafayette man says he was served bleach instead of water at a Broussard buffet, and now he's taking legal action against the restaurant owner. It's a story you'll see only on 10. And police is still searching for two of the suspects in the murder of 18-year-old Jalen Joyner. We'll show you who to look out for.
Live from Acadiana, your local news leader, this is Passe Partout.
Good morning to you. I'm Renee Allen. I thank you for joining us. We begin this morning with a Lafayette man filing suit against a Broussard Chinese buffet owner after he says he was served bleach instead of water and drank it. The alleged victim has been battling the restaurant in court for more than 5 years now, we're hearing, waiting to go to trial on this. News 10 Britt LaFaso spoke with him and a witness about the incident. He says that almost took his life.
You know, imagine you're going to a restaurant and eat and think you're going to the restaurant to eat and to come out, not to get served Clorox.
Oscar Narcisse says he and his friend went to eat at a Hong Kong buffet in 2018. Narcisse ordered a sweet tea and a water. After a long day of work, he chugged it.
And down it begins to burn my esophagus. It begins to burn me as it goes down. And so I told Anthony, I said, that's not water.
Narcisse says while he threw up, his friend Anthony Davis called 911. While EMTs were tending to Narcisse, Davis says he spoke to the waitress.
She was crying. She said, I made a mistake. The lady that served us the drink admit that says she made a mistake.
Davis says the waitress explained she grabbed the wrong pitcher. He says instead of grabbing a pitcher of water, she grabbed a nearby pitcher of bleach.
How crazy is that? How do you put Clorox where you're serving drinks?
According to court documents, Narcisse was treated at Lafayette General's ER for poisoning. Records show he also went to multiple doctors over the next few months for a plethora of serious issues.
I believe in God, and God spared my life because I was literally dying.
Years before the alleged incident, Narcisse was diagnosed with achalasia. It's a condition that makes swallowing food and water difficult.
After I drank the Clorox, I couldn't even hold on water. Basic water I could not drink.
He says he's struggled with his health ever since. He's now speaking out, hoping the restaurant is held accountable in court.
Because I don't want this to happen to nobody. That's unfair.
That was Britt LaFaso reporting there. We tried reaching out to the owners of the buffet, though they were not in. In the civil lawsuit, the restaurant denies all of Narcisse's claims. Then a pedestrian killed in St. Martin Parish. That crash claimed the life of 82-year-old Janelle Dore of Brobridge. Authorities say Dore was trying to cross LA 347 when she was hit by a pickup truck. She was pronounced dead at the scene. We're hearing toxicology samples were taken from both Dore and the driver. Meanwhile, a 5-year-old girl's father is speaking out about his daughter getting shot moments after she walked off the school bus. This happened on Thursday afternoon. News 10's Kai Price brings us the details from West Andrews Drive in Crawley, where that shooting took place.
When I heard my little girl scream and I seen the hole in her arm, I ain't never been more helpless as a parent a day in my life.
According to Crawley police, two black men, one of which was armed, approached the 20-year-old man and began firing gunshots, one of which hit Harmon. Harmon's father tells me as soon as his daughter was shot, he quickly carried her to safety and wrapped the wound in her arm. Meanwhile, many residents were outside of their homes, including children walking home from school. Harmon says his daughter is now afraid to go to school.
In the house right now, telling my dad I don't want to go to school. She just started got her grades all 100%.
Harmon says shootings are continuing to get more and more innocent people killed.
Putting out these guns is not helping anything. All it's doing is getting more and more innocent victims hurt or killed.
Harmon has a message to the suspects.
Think before you do things like that, and think about the rest of your life. Don't just think about that moment, because a moment could come and go. You still got the rest of your life.
Yeah, we're hearing she is currently at home resting and recovering, thankfully. The police are still looking for the two suspects there. Also, new developments in the deadly shooting of Karen Crowe High School student Jalen Joyner. Authorities have identified 2 more suspects. The shooting happened last Friday on Bradford Drive in Lafayette Parish. Joyner was shot while getting off the bus. The sheriff's office is now asking for the public's help finding 19-year-old Demarion Roy and 20-year-old Todd Arsenault Jr. They are both wanted for second-degree murder. Anyone with information on their whereabouts, you're being asked to please call law enforcement. Then a newly signed Senate bill that goes into effect on July 4th will no longer require any person 18 or older to have a permit in order to conceal carry a firearm. The new law has garnered both support and opposition since it was first written by State Senator Blake Miguez. The newly approved permit less concealed carry law is continuing conversations about gun safety. Law enforcement and a firearms instructor weighing in on what is expected from people who conceal carry before and after the law goes into effect. The Acadia Parish Sheriff's Office is reminding everyone a permit is still required to conceal carry until this law goes into effect.
Well, the first thing let's talk about is from current day until July 4th, you cannot carry a firearm without a concealed permit because the law has not gone into effect yet.
Also, law enforcement is reminding everyone who carries firearms about any prohibited property under federal and state law where firearms are not allowed. Operation One Star is moving forward. Governor Jeff Landry has recently officially signed a bill to send the Louisiana National Guard to the Texas border. Now, $3 million will go towards sending 150 soldiers to help with the ongoing border crisis there. That money will cover salaries, transportation, housing, and meals. The soldiers will be sent in 3 separate 30-day rotations, with the first 50 set to depart no later than March 15th. Well, the devastating wildfires in Texas are putting the nation's beef supply in danger. The largest wildfire in state history left thousands of cattle dead, leaving those who survived with no grass or water. Now, a company out of Assumption Parish is using sugarcane to help cattle ranchers. It's estimated that around 30% of the nation's beef herds are raised in the Texas Panhandle. In Assumption Parish, 80,000 pounds of crushed sugarcane are earmarked for Texas and their ranchers.
Make a product called bagasse, which is crushed sugarcane, a renewable, and it's in mountains. Anybody knows Louisiana knows it's in mountains down here, and there's not a lot of things to use it for.
The method includes